This is a worm alert. Beware of the movement known as Pauperganda. The following individuals are wanted for multiple crimes. Fugitive Rose, Littlefite, last seen escaping the planet Pauper. Fugitive Mastermind, Deluxicov, considered extremely dangerous. Citizens with information should contact the worm agent immediately. Withholding information is a violation of Phyrexian law. Generous rewards will be given to any citizens with helpful information. Wizards United Rarity Management. We care about you.
Hey everybody, it is Deluxicov. It is Friday, and as always, it is all about Pauper, and it is Friday the 13th. Mwah. Sorry, it's about as spooky as I can dare get without messing up with my little scenery here. Anyway, so there's been some technical issues, not on my end, but I've got about 2 people, including Mike Man, who have chimed in saying that Twitch is kind of funky. So it's good to see you, Killer Tofu. Thanks for chiming in and letting me know that I'm not talking to a wall. Anyway, today we're playing Pestilence. And I got a cool message from Eli Grill, and he had asked me, let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Hey, Hooligan Guru 2 and Shirazaman. Real quickly, I wanted to, I thought I had this all prepped. I'm sorry. Keepers, where was it? It was Potential Decks, Video Ideas. Here it is. So he wrote saying, you know, he wanted to do for me to kind of update old lists and see if they're on the up and up, you know, keep them honest, that sort of thing. However, boy, did I pick the wrong metagame to play this in, because if you look at, whoops, excuse me, sorry for the dancing screens here. If you look at this metagame, one thing, if you just even Google Pestilence, it's like, what's it bad against? Control. What did I run into? Control, 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 control. But you know what? It's not about winning, it's about playing new decks and trying new stuff out. So anyway, we're going to we have been losing to Dimir Control, no lie there, but I'm going to explain the deck here real quick. Got a kind of a longer one today. I've only got 2 rounds played. We beat Delver and we lost to, you know what, Dimir Control, which is everywhere. So those games tend to be long. So before too long, let me just jump over here and we will hop on over to this, and we'll go back over here and explain. We run 24 lands. We got some swamps. We got 4 scored barons. The Orzhov Guild Gate. I only run 2 of the Guild Gates. I just really do need that extra and mana, not or. And what I mean by that is you don't have black or white, you have and, because you can look at the colorful board here. It's pretty trippy. Mike, I see your message. I'm just not going to jump over there, so I just got to kill this for the sake of the feed. I'll check it later. I hate that about Magic Online. People message me, and 2 hours later, they're gone, they're offline, and I don't know what they said. So and I know he's one of the ones that's having some Twitch difficulties. And let's see, Tassanara, thanks for hosting us. And Nichols, good to see you. Interesting Pestilence deck. Yep, I hope so. Anyway, we run all 4 Basilicas just because we've got 2 Crossroads and 2 Bajuka Bogs. Wall of Hope is just an MVP, especially it's one of the only Ray of Hopes with regards to Dimir style control decks. When they start Evankar justicing you, it really keeps you in the race, but not enough because we already lost 1. 2 Duress, 4 Castigate because of the heavy metagame, and it's still not enough. Killer Tofu, what up? Knight's Whisper, I was similar to the Rakdos design. This is no, I hope this goes 4-1 like Rakdos did, but right now we're 1-1, so we're going to have to ball out, but probably not with the metagame the way it is. But Knight's Whisper really gets the nod here just because over Read the Bones, because one less casting cost. Yes, it looks flooded at the 2 spot, but with all these coming to play tap lands, it really doesn't feel that way. It comes through. Yes, Castigate's one of the cards. When I was getting really into Pauper, I asked one of the pros I know, and he said, you got to play that card. And I could see why now. It's pretty damn good, grabbing an early Edict and such. Our removal package is just 4 Edicts, 4 Journeys, which plays like 12. We've got Core Skyfisher, our life game package with the Aven Rift Watcher, all 4 Pestilence, 1 House Guard to go fetch it, and Guarding the Guild pack. We'll discuss the sideboard in a bit, but for right now, we're going to jump right on in. And hopefully nobody's having an unlucky Friday the 13th. I don't know if is that a American thing? I don't know, but hopefully we'll see. So this deck does, it hits its land really well. I've only had probably 1 game in 30 that I didn't, and but no lie, I mean I crashed and burned hard with this yesterday, and hopefully got 1 win under our belt. We can go here. What I'm really worried about though is this deck it's hard enough to play and to stream and my time. So same old thing. Probably next week gonna have to go pretty hardcore with something like we're gonna Castigate here and just see what we're playing against. All right, so we got Boros. This bodes well for us. We don't really mind much of any of this stuff. Lightning Bolt, Ichor Wellspring. Might want to kill the tempo here. Or the you know what, I think I'm just going to take the, we'll just take the Lightning Bolt out of the hand and go from there. I just got to pay attention to the clock because Orzhov can really tie up your time. So, but this and Delver, there's quite a few decks where it plays really, really well. I'm going to pull this out. I just like to get my mana right up and honest right away. Knight's Whisper, like I was saying, it's just at that crucial, sometimes Stompy. It's like Stompy should be favorable, but they get those crazy draws and run at you super, super fast. And that's when you do want Knight's Whisper. Yes, it loses your life, but it's that crucial, just, you untap, boom. Whereas Read the Bones, I was finding wonderful late. I mean, nobody's going to argue that, but it was just, you needed it. I needed the answer now, sort of thing. So here we go with this. Now we're going to want to wait till our guild pack is fired up before we do much of anything. About the only way out of the guild pack is if I solo attack and he has Celestial Flare. Maybe you can bring that up in the... I've fallen for that probably about 3 times this year. I always forget about that card, and I don't think it's good enough to run, but boy, people have proven me wrong, that's for sure. With it, I should say. Cool. We got a little opening here. I'm just going to take it now, start laying on the beats, and go from there. All right, here we are. So, all you people from out there, you got there's Celestial. I think Shirazamon. Any people from other countries? Is Friday the 13th just a USA thing, or what? Is it just us out here? I know there's those cheesy 80s movies. Those are always good times. Now, the Wall of Hope has been really fun in a lot of ways, blocking ninjas and Seagate oracles. It's just, it really stifles a lot of builds. So I feel like this is really close. I don't know really how else to say it. So we've got 2 creatures out. Yeah, I'm gonna put the Thwart down here. Just mostly for the psychological benefit of like, don't try nothing on me, sucker. Hold your hand so that I can rip it apart after I clobber it with this. It's a thing in Canada, says Hula Guru. Hooligan too. Tedly Ted, good to see you. Bouncy Boros, did that happen? Oh, Boros is always bouncing around. Oh, we got the slow build here. This is going to be a while, this one, guys. We've got 3 live rounds, and I'm playing a slow deck, and the metagame is slow, so we've got lots of commercials and cool stuff planned, but chime on in. Just beware of the delay. I'm glad to see all of you. I know, like I was saying earlier, there's been kind of a delay in feed, or people having some issues with being able to text on Skype, so it's nice to see that it's not an issue for everybody else. Let me make this cards a little bit bigger too, just because we're not playing elves. There we go. Nice and fat. All right. We saw what we saw. Battles. You see, this is a prime example of playing on Twitch versus in real life, where I would have written everything down in his hand and been crossing it off and not worrying about filling the time with my droolings, we should say. We'll play this. We'll bounce this. Everything in this deck has like a 3 toughness butt. That's awesome. Feels really fun. I want to do this now just because Firebolt and such, I don't want to pull up anything short. I'll go like this. Notice the wall keeps us alive with the good stuff. So anyway, one of the neater synergies in Pauper back in 2005 and 6, I think. Boy, this deck was right there. And you know, you might roll your eyes at this and be like, what? You know, nobody's playing this. It's a horrible call today, as noted by my card design here. I mean, I wrote it into the artwork because I was noticing it was like, yikes, but I wanted to just kind of get it off my plate fan-wise and see what the update looks like. And, you know, never know when the metagame calms down, this might be a good call, because you have to keep in mind, this had teeth back when Empty the Warrens and Infect had Invigorate and all that good stuff. This had teeth back then, so can't be all that bad. Let's see. We'll gain some life. And I'm going to drop another beast. I'm actually, well, they don't run that main, so I'm just going to hold back here. We got another one. So this one's looking okay. Maybe we'll win another one, hopefully. I know I don't mean to sound too doom and gloom. It's just, you know, I've got to be a little bit realistic. I mean, it's not always about winning tickets and tournaments and stuff like that. By the way, thanks for Focus. He username just out of the blue. I got a trade request and I rolled my eyes last night. I'm like, what the hell's this? And guy said, here's for the rogue decks. And I was like, what? And it was just gave me 6 tickets. I was like, that was pretty sweet. So if you're in there, chime on in. Mr. Rocket, good to see you. Could have done 2 damage with Pestilence. Bounce the wall. Skyfish. Yes. That's all good. Very good to know. And I noticed these things later, but like I said, try running your mouth a mile a minute, getting commercials queued up, ICQing on this side. ICQing, boy, I just dated myself. Keeping things running and playing a strategy game. You're lucky I don't attack myself, Mr. Rocket, but thank you. And 2 damage with Pestilence. Bounce the wall. Skyfish should kill. But yep. That is a good play. Good point. Not that I am. I think this guy might be a little bit on tilt here. He's dropping these dudes out. We'll see what's going on here. 21. We're doing all right. Okay, let's see. I really want to get another wall going here, so I'm going to go dig. If not, just drop another Guardian. Pretty sure this one's in the bag. Nichols says, that's a great way to support you. I would donate, actually. No, I don't even mean it that way, guys. Yeah, that's y'all know me, that whole tacky subscribe and give me this, and I've never liked that. If you want me to like this, you want me to go to bat for you and play something that should not win and it'll probably cost me, maybe that's warranted, but by all means, you guys keep your money to yourselves and stuff. But it was kind of cool. I was like, I winked at my son. I was like, look, Pauperganda finally made money. It's not even real money. It's ticket currency. Hopefully, said he was gonna show up today. I don't know if he's got a Twitch account or one of those people waiting in the weeds sort of things, but we shall see. And I've got a cool deck. If this doesn't go too long and we're not like at 2.5, 3 hour mark, I might save it for next week, which we will have a new commercial next week. It comes from Plane Shift, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to give away too much, which is almost impossible for me to do. I love hinting and giving little nuggets of good stuff away, but yeah, actually this tournament I actually had to dip into my tickets and not my what do you call player points and stuff like that. Well, I better be careful here. Come on, where's another one? All right, well, let's duress first. All right. Let's see. I'll post this, get rid of the Firebolt and the Battle Screech. Not the Battle Screech is too much fun there. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna get rid of that damn thing. Always yield. Here we go. Simplify the game. Attack. So we know his hand, so pretty sure this one's in the bed. A lot of 4-drops. Thoughts on signets? Yeah, I just can't make room, but Tedly Ted, I know you're a damn good designer, so feel free. I put the list down. If you scroll up, I think it's in the feed, or if you guys want to email me at pauperganda@gmail.com, we can share the list and whatnot. This by no means is set in stone. I'll discuss it during the next round there. You might recognize this card, Hollow, and I'll discuss this later. Maybe Shiraz can remind me when I go over it. I don't want to get too out of hand here. So let's see. Prismatic Strands is good. What's not good? I don't really mind much of anything. We're not really going against too much control. I'm going to lose a Castigate, a Duress. Actually, I might actually like Duresses more than... I'm going to make 3 room there. Now, I'll explain this all later. I've got some pretty interesting cards here. I'm going to play Prismatic just in case things get out of hand quickly. Probably just 2 of them, though. And bring in the full Rift Watcher package. And I think we're good. Can't do much here. He's got the Castigate should be over Duress, and I'll tell you why, because they have Course Sanctifiers. So I'm going to lose all my Duresses in favor of those, and we'll drop a Night's Whisper. Actually, drop an Edict. They have so many tokens, it's probably not going to feel as good there. So we put back in there, and I'll lose another Edict, actually. Put in a Duress, and that should be good. Edict. Yeah, I kind of like. You never know if they're running some big fatty or like a rogue build with a Guardian of the Guild pack. I like to have one of them, one access in there. But yeah, if this is a close one or we lose it, I'll probably strip them out. Here we go, and as promised, it usually does tend to draw pretty good. A little slow, but what are you gonna do? So we got a turn 2 Castigate. I got to really try to play calm with that, because really the only way out of this is he doesn't have counter spells, is to kill our Pestilence, which we have 4 of. So we're gonna go like this, and we still got 20 minutes. Ain't going so bad. All right, one of these days I'm gonna design a deck that should be named after Mr. T, and I'll have some cheesy 80s sort of a reference in there. Let's see here. So yeah, what was happening with a lot of, and it might happen today, I have had so many close calls with Fling and Tron style decks with the big Red X spell that if I had hair, I'd be pulling it out. Oh my god, it was just madness how much this stuff was happening to me. So what I ended up doing was going with that sideboard card. I think it's called Halo or Hollow, and it prevents the damage, and you gain the life that you would have gotten hit for. So if they fireball you for like 26, it's like, oh yeah, because there's been so many times on all my replays, every time I had access to mana, it was like 1 or 2, not 3 for Prismatic Strands, which I still like. It's noted here, one of the best cards in Pauper, but really just there's a part of me that gets so mad at Affinity players when, okay, I'm at like 13 life, and they just dump everything out there, and it's like, I'm going to hit you for 45, and I really want that to pay off one of these days and be like, oh yeah, all right, now I'm at 67, and you have no permanence. Good choice there, buddy. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, I got a whole lot of nothing. Don't really want to Castigate yet. But I got to play something here. I just play another wall. I just want to make it kind of a thwarted move if he tries to bolt one. 1, it's like kind of a target. 2, it's like, I'm going to save my burn for something else. Got the ground covered. A little bit worried if, he's got that crazy. See, like this, the Theremin Inspector and like Seagate Oracles, they can't really attack, and it's kind of virtual advantage. They just play it, and it's just kind of a permanent there. Hollow is great tech against Fling and Kurvik's Torch. Yeah, in theory, I haven't had it work yet. Typical of the Magic universe, the second I do it, what happens? I don't see it anymore. So that kind of gets maddening. So we'll gain our life back here. Keep on keeping on. See what we got. I like this the psychology behind Aven Riftwatcher too. It's like, it's this 2/3. It's way too fat to be flying in the sky, but you don't want to get rid of it because it's going to get rid of itself. But it's just like I said, it's a neat psychological card there. And I'm really gonna try and hold Castigate until I've got the goods. Because I want him to have to top deck, what do you call, removal for enchantments. I don't want to walk right into it. I mean, if I had double in my hand, I would definitely play it out. But so thanks for joining us, everybody. It's nice we've got this little family vibe going along. Let's see. We've got... Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. Well, I mean, I could go like this. Recast the wall so we don't lose any tempo. And I'll play a... I kind of want to hold on to that. I'll play one of these just in case I get some life lands or the bog online. I'll go from there. Here comes another Scorch spell. If it survives, I might be able to hold back with a Strands just to keep a lot of his spot removal at bay. So we'll see. I don't know. What about you guys? What are you guys playing? I know it's a very control-heavy metagame. I was really tempted if I didn't get so many submissions. I had 4 this week, so I kind of felt like I'd be ignoring people if I was just like, I'm going to go do this now. So this was the first one, so I wanted to tackle Pestilence. But plus, it's nice to have this little throwback engine. But I actually... I was thinking it would be really cool for Spike Boy or Alex Oldman to actually, because he's kind of the guy that has all the numbers and everything of the formats. It'd be really cool to do an article of like, if this, then this, like when control happens, like similar to that color wheel that Magic has, where like our playmat does, where it's like this leads to this, and this is the bane of this, and over here is the answer for this. It'd be really cool to kind of have a visual representation of like, hey, Dimir control got you down. Well, in 3 or 4 days, this is what's going to happen. And then when that's there for 3 or 4 days, then this is going to happen. It'd be pretty cool. You'd think I would know by now, but I don't really focus all that much. I'm more of a feel it out sort of guy here. All right. So, feeling good here. Let's go boom, boom. Light it up. Okay, so we've got the goods now. Let's, I'm actually going to return the Barons here. And, you know what? I'm going to wait on this. I think I'm going to be able to, what do you call, Prismatic Strands, some Lightning Bolts here. I think he's getting ready for a little bit of an air raid and counting on his attack to go through, so we shall see. Yeah, that would be a neat article, says Nichols. Yeah, I think so too. I was thinking like, I got enough on my plate with trying to do these commercials and host this show and this, that, and the other. And plus, I'm not all that good at it. So, whereas he's got just these years and years of all the stuff set up and designed. So here we go. This is what we want to see. So we'll wipe the board next turn, outside of any mistakes I may have. He's got 2 red up. All right. Yeah, this is good. So, at the price of this, let's go like this. We'll go pink, pink. I don't mind if we walk into, you know what, Core Sanctifiers. We got enough ways to deal with that, and we got a couple other Pestilences around, so. Attack! I think he's all burnt out here. Hello? Yeah. There we go. So you can see in theory, I mean, this is when, and I'll admit it, I was like, yeah, that'd be really good against Boros and, creature decks and stuff like that. And I had my head down in designing it, and I wasn't really like paying attention to the metagame as I just did when I looked up like the last 24 hours. And I'm like, good grief, there's just Demiras everywhere, which is a really bad matchup. So don't expect too much. I mean, this might be the last one we win. We pull this one off, we'll be 2-0. And I'm really surprised we didn't see a Sanctifier there. I would like to have the discipline to have held off and castigated, but like I said, I'm riddled with errors when I play this live, so I try to kind of play as softly as I can. We'll go like this, gain some life. Good times. Gotta love when you got the double wall out. We don't really have anything of target there. I'll just keep things simple though. He's got some weird threshold trick. And yeah, we'll attack. Sweetenly. Yggdrasil. Poor Gildatha. Yes. Rage Quit Incorporated, said Shirazamon. The Pauper meta changes so fast. And oh no, Marek. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if I've pronounced your name right or pronounced it before, but thanks for chiming in and joining us. Yeah, we'll get this going here. Boink. I want to see what he's got in his hand. Hopefully this will ruin the plan. Well, this is where Castigate's really superior. Not only does it get rid of it, it's really, really gone. And, yeah, sure, he's tapped out. We'll hit him one more. Doink. So, yeah, Yggdrasil. Boy, I was playing... what's it called? Rift something. It's the Ben Rubin, I think, designed it. It's the card game a bunch of Magic people made. But yeah, they have the Yggdrasil staff, and that's always good to have. I've played you quite a bit online too, Yggdrasil, over the years. I know that name well. Let's see. All right, he's gonna grab one. So we need to. I'll pump this up so we can gain 2 life. Go back up to 20. We close the board here. Not much going on. Keep it nice and visually friendly. And here we go. Yeah, I was just had who was it? RBJ Jr., one of the guys that's followed me from day one. He was like, man, I love Boros. Feels like it's unbeatable. And that's when I was like designing this. I'm like, oh, for his sake, I hope we don't lock horns, because that's not going to end well. This is just one of those, and we're usually on the receiving end of it when we play Rogue, where you come with rock and all you see is paper all day long. So, all right. So let's see. We beat Boros and Delver so far. Both win-wins, but our control matchup was a loss-loss. Now, before I get going here, I wanted to explain some stuff here, because hopefully that's why you guys are tuning in. A lot of you always are asking me sideboard stuff and suchity such. So get this ugly thing over here. Hey, here we go. So our land package. Deep breath, Deluxikov. Excuse me there. So we got 2 bogs, which is a necessary evil. In our sideboard, we have 4 Fairy Macabras, one of my favorite cards, and it's always awesome to be able to play them. Like in the Dimir matchup, it's like, you know what? If you got the graveyard handled and you're bouncing bogs, you start casting fairies and swinging at their face. And had a really close loss, and if maybe I had one of these survive, it would have been better. But this is kind of a necessary evil. We got a lot of coming to play taps. Coming to play taps, coming to play taps, coming to play taps, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 swamps. Forgive the infinity screen. I'm going to share the list real quick with you guys here. And there we are. And we'll go right back to here. So I should have sent that to Shiraz so he could do it. So you guys don't have to see that weird thing. But Castigate's a very rare card that way, where it's gone. It's out of the game. It grabs creatures. You can grab that at Tog or Fling or whatnot. 2 Duress is just a necessary evil. It's kind of become a standard number when you need to combat main deck control decks. We have 4 Wall of Hopes, which we just saw shine there. Very well stated. The one thing in designing this I was worried about was cap size, but between Duresses and Castigates, and then there's we have Liliana Spectres in the sideboard too. I didn't really want to go with like a buyback engine. There's a white buyback that you sack a land to gain 3 life. I had that in the 1 or 2 preliminary builds, and it's like I felt like I was just running scared from cap size. It's like, you know what, I'm just going to go proactively attack their hand and go from there. What up, Killer Tofu? All right, so Knight's Whisper, I've already explained the reasoning behind that. Rewind this if you're watching it later on YouTube and see what we're talking about there. Chainer's Edict had a loss to 1-1 with this build versus Hexproof. You'd think it would just annihilate it, but they're built to beat edicts and stuff like that. And if your land doesn't hit right and you don't grab this Pestilence and they've got their mask, it's all she wrote. I only run 2 Skyfishers. I just don't like seeing these early. We already have enough stultified lands with regards to them coming to play tapped. This is mostly later on for even Rift Watchers against life gain, or if you nab something that you don't really care about or can kill with Pestilence now, and you want to go grab this to maybe snab a Fangren Marauder or something like that, then you can kind of reset stuff like that. So I think it's a little necessary there. I do run all 4 Guardians. When you're playing a deck that has this amount of mana, this card just feels really overpowered. I mean, it's kind of protected from everything, and a lot of the Dimir decks right now, none of them are running Agony Warp. Maybe we can bring that up in the text there, Shiraz. So this is a really cool card. This is just a fetch-all for, if you've got this and you need this, or you got this and you need this, you go fetch it with this. or you just play it if you're going against control. And we finish it up with 3 Rift Watchers, which that's some pretty cool artwork there. It's his artwork is almost like what's the one everybody's always raving about? The Therese Nelson, yeah. It almost has a flavor of that. Anyway, in the sideboard, we have kind of a transformative sideboard. We have 1 more Rift Watcher if we need to go up against a full package. 3 Prismatic Strands, pretty standard fare. We've got a lot of white creatures. It's all we've got really outside of the Dimir House Guard. 4 Fairy Macabres, and we have 2 Liliana Spectres. When I play against control, a lot of times I'll only leave 1 Pestilence in. If it shows up, great. If not, I'm just attacking because I don't want to... well, the onus is on us to attack. So that's I was thinking of Augur of Skulls. I like how aggressive this is and hitting in the air. And then we have Sense Enlistment because a lot of times against control decks, we'll have the Guardian out and maybe the Edicts are eating up Skyfishers and everything's going crazy and you just keep pumping this out, which keeps this guy safe in theory, and you go for it. So let me jump on over, play another round here, round 4. Like I said, we beat Delver, no problem. And then we lost to Dimir Control, no problem. And we just beat Boros, no problem. 1 Grim Harvest. Yes, that is a very good call. I had it in the first 2 builds, then it moved to my sideboard. It's a player thing. I would actually have to say, I think if you polled 500 pros, the majority of them would say that's a mistake not having it in there. My play style, I find I just bury it. I always want that, F6 it. I'm just gonna, burn it this time, and I don't play it that well. It's probably because I don't play control all that much. So yes, I would definitely say that's a valid inclusion. But like I said, I just kept moving it around. I just didn't have the spot for it. So I don't know. Maybe 1 Whisper or like 1 Edict could come out, or who knows? Maybe switch over. Because it is nice to be able to fetch that out of the sideboard. Even Undisturbed Burial with the buyback, that's an interesting call too, especially when they're grabbing their Walls of Hope. So I don't know, out of this list, what do you guys think you should lose 1 of to fit in Grim Harvest? Because right now I'm just really liking the way this feels. You can maybe argue a Pestilence or a Guardian because of the Dimir House Guard, but that's also why it has been so consistent, been able to really, in those crucial matchups, play like Stompy and Hexproof. Sometimes they know what they got to do. They got to start swinging really fast and hard, and you're sitting there tripping on your lands and untapping, and before you know it, you got to hit this fast. You can't be going and looking for it with Night's Whisper costing you time like that. I really dislike Dimir Control, says Lackerding. Yes, I think we're all in agreement there today, folks. Good grief. 2 minutes waiting on the stage. It's actually been pretty quick this time, but if this goes a little bit further, I think I'm going to... Oh, here we go. We'll roll the commercial after this next matchup, and we'll go from there. Oh, somebody's calling me. Must not be somebody that plays Magic, because they all know Fridays at noon is what time? Pauperganda time. Alrighty. Jack 9002. Yes, we would like to play first. We'll close this. And again, there's our mana's right. It's clunky, but it's right. Really liking the mana so far in this deck. It hasn't hiccuped on me really at all. I've had some black heavy draws, but don't really need white early on. For the most part. I love playing Dimir Control against it not so much, LOL. So who knows what we're up against. We're 2-1, which is pretty good considering. We'll gain the life. And see what we got here. Ooh, hopefully it's Boros Control again and not Affinity, but if it's Affinity, we've got some goods here. Well, regardless of what it is, I'm going to gain some life. And also, be really careful when you're playing this deck. Orzhov lands look a lot alike. Even the artwork of other cards that are just mono-colored look alike. So just be careful. Making so slow to win. Yes, it is. Let's go grab ourselves some information. Oh, good. Looks like we're going to win again. Hopefully. We'll see. So we've got Pestilence in hand, so we don't really worry about any of this stuff. I just want to take the biggest thing here. Oh, Golgotha. I'm not going to write it down, guys. You should, but for the sake of the feed here, I'm going to take the blast. We will... Let's see. I'll drop a Crossroads, and we'll be done. So it's kind of like karma. It's like I've had the most ridiculous week. If you follow me on Facebook with regards to just the horrific things happening in the metagame, like what I was saying about running into Tron when I was running my other list, just really baffling stuff. So anyway, it's kind of nice to run into Delver and then 2 Boros decks, which they're in the top 3, so it's not that big of a stretch. But it's just nice that it's like, hey, look, we might actually break even with this deck when we're supposed to just get trounced. So much burn for your face. Yeah, that's why I probably will play the Skyfisher to try to eat some of that. See if I can't keep it going out of it here. Let me see. I already got this. You know what? I'm going to play this, and I'm going to go slow play it, drop the Crossroads, maybe. So this is kind of a 5 play here. I mean by that, that takes 3 off of our plate, and we still get to return 2. So it's like, I'll slow play it. Could have Knight's Whisper there. I'm still not feeling quite so safe. We'll see. I kind of want him to just overextend before we show our hand here. All right. All Knight's Whisper now. Doesn't make too much sense after my last argument, right? But what you gonna do? Go here. Well, nah. I'll pull this off. I'll just drop Bog again. Slow play it. Onus is on him. It's all right. 24 life. Nice full hand. Good stuff. So much burn for your face, says Tedly Ted. Tedly Ted, thanks for joining us again, buddy. I apologize. The first time we had Tedly Ted on, I was like, hey, man, yeah, people can Q&A about the cool elf build that you got. And he shows up, and I don't know if anybody remembers that. It's like 3 weeks ago, and it was like, you could almost hear the crickets. It was like nobody asked him anything, and I was like, oh, darn it. I was really hoping there'd be some give and go, but probably not the best way to instigate that. Let's see here. Well, I've already got one of those. All right. I'll grab this. I'll pull this back. I'll just keep gaining some life here. And I'll probably ditch the Edict here. We'll ditch this. Just so he's afraid of it. I did that on purpose just because I want him to think that Screech might be the answer. Like, oh, he's got an Edict in the yard. That means he's got Edicts in the hand. So I'm going to try for volume here. I want to hopefully he overextends, but this isn't playing out so well when he's kind of stultified on his land here. No worries, says Tedly Ted. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Oh, gosh. Oh, we're sure are loving our lands here, aren't we? Good grief. All right. 2, 4. Actually, I could have just flashed that darn thing back. I'll go here. And, yeah, why not? I'll rock here. You might hear me click even when I know I've dropped a land. That's just a habit I've gotten into over the years where I will purposely double click on lands just so I make sure that I don't miss a land drop due to anything there. So, gosh, it happens every Friday. My phone just lights up. Let's see. We'll go here. Now he's getting it. We'll go here. He's probably like, either he has no idea or there's like this slow-mo voice in his brain going, no, upon seeing what he knows has to be in my hand. It is so relaxing playing against things that, holy crap, knowing that you just can't lose against like the counter spells. It's like, the stuff I have here, I'm going to play it. All right, so we've got 2 bolts, 2 rebirths, and 2 battle screeches. Let's see. We'll keep gaining our life. Doink. How you like me now? Good times. Hey, did y'all see Mike Man 1978's Pauperganda mat? Turned out good. I went out all that work to what do you call design it without any sort of copyright issues, and what ends up happening? couldn't believe it. They were just like, they printed the one as was. It was like, wait, what was all the fuss about it being not legal and stuff? Guess it was. But when I did the color wheel myself, it took quite a bit of design time, actually. It was a pretty burly process. Let's go. You know what? I'm going to drop this now. Out of sheer respect for the opponent, just completely don't let him out of the water. Doink. Here we are. And what's neat about Wall of Hope is when you are in this direct damage spell, it's like, oh, there we go. Alrighty, so there's a win again. Dun, 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 dun. Here I was thinking we were going to crash and burn all 4 rounds, but looks like we're going to go up 3-1 at least. Let's see, what did I do last time? We keep Castigate so that we can grab the creature, the Core Sanctifier. So we lose the Duress. Actually, I'm going to take Tedly Ted's advice. I'm going to lose all the Edicts, which would leave us enough room for maybe 2 strands. And let's bring in all our Duresses here. Maybe? Let's see. Don't need Hollow. I'd rather have a Rift Watcher. Yeah, I think that feels good. Lacquer Ding. That's fast. Yeah, that's it's gosh, we're only at about what 40 minutes and we're almost done with 2 rounds here. I was the last time Dimir Control was really heavy, it was about 3 or 4 months ago, and I think I 4-1'd with a white infect list because it was really resilient. That would have been a pretty good choice to play today. Maybe I'll play that later on my own time. But anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's up on YouTube and all that stuff. But it was ridiculous. I talk about this every once in a while. It just, my God, those rounds, they were like 50 minutes each. And then it was bathroom break. And I looked at the upload and it was something like 3 hours, 15 minutes. I'm like, who is going to sit through that? But I guess some people did. And I've got some new lighting in here. I was hoping for the spooky vibe being Friday the 13th, but it's not going over too well. And I had my son's light in a different spot the other day, and I don't know, a little bit more hard light on the face. I think it made the shadows bounce out a little bit more, but hopefully I don't look too sick to you all. Got a little 5 o'clock shadow going, so usually I nice and shape. I've seen it. Looks slow. Lacquer Ding, what you talking about? He says, I have. Remember, there's a delay here. I'm not quite sure. Should have somebody in my ear. And again, if this hasn't proven anything, I hope it is. Or if it's proven anything, I hope it's proven that I got the mana right in this thing. It really, I think I can count on 2 fingers the number of times I've mulliganed. Definitely sat through Mono White Infect multiple times, says Need to Know. Yes. It's funny, that one and the Flash Gordon deck are like the 2 real big fan favorites when I play it. Hopefully Arch Naomi's in the house. I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. I hope everything's all right with her, but I know that's one of her favorites. Also, what's up, guys? Says Need to Know. I've seen the White Infect on YouTube. Yeah, that's one of those Lacquer Ding. That's a deck that people just roll their eyes. They're like, oh, and then before you know it, you're in trouble, and it's protected from your deck. It's like, if you have red, it's protected from red, and you know, you kill it, comes back, here comes Corpse Cur, and it's like, it's not gonna, it's just keeps chomping on you. It's pretty nasty. Ken Waku says, have you considered witches as early game pinging? They have big butts too. Man, that is a wonderful idea, Ken Waku. You know, as long as I play this game and you think, I've thought of everything, that's a really good call. Batchy witches. That is a wonderful idea. That might, you know, I was thinking there was there's the 2/4 life gaining flyer in white, but it's another 4-drop. Yeah, you can search for it, but I was thinking maybe you go with a Dimir package where you're able to, you play all 4 of the House Guard, and you maybe just play 2 Guardians and 2 Pestilence, and then you can kind of have a toolbox effect for Transmute. Who's to say that might be, you know, the way to make this tier 1? I don't know. What do I know? All right. I got to play this. This is when I don't like Knight's Whisper. You know, it's like, I just clog my hand here. But hey, that's a good thing, right? You got too many cards in your hand, and they know you're on. This is the neat psychology of this sort of matchup, where it's like they've got to invest, but they don't want to. But and then that buys you the time that, you know, you've got the sure lock afterwards. All right. Well, I don't think I will attack into this guy unless I have 2 creatures. Let's see. Got to wait for my Castigate. Sure. Oh, we got the land destruction coming out. Shirazamon says, I have a similar list to this with 3 Kambaji witches in the board. I'm sure you do, my twin at arms. That is, you guys are new to Pauperganda. Shirazamon and I are very alike. When I first met him, we've never met in person, but online, it was like every movie I mentioned was one of his favorites. Every this was that, the books we read, the authors we like. I mean, it was just crazy. So, and then he sends me his picture to co-host Pauperganda now that he's helping us out in the chat and stuff. And guy kind of looks like me too. All right, let's see. 1, 2. We'll squash this right away. I'm doing this just to get rid of it. I just, let's see, go. Just want to, I'm kind of worried about having to start pitching cards to my graveyard. If you guys want to see the graveyard, just holler. I'm not going to open it until there's something relevant in there. Shiraz says, haha, love, we could be long lost brothers. Yes. Knowing my dad, that might be a possibility. All right, Thraben Inspector. Never been a fan of that card. Not saying it's bad, just don't like it. I expect a lot out of 1-drops. And it ain't good enough, sucker. All right. Let's just bring the house. Block the pain. Why not? Never know. And when you can with this deck too, what I've already noticed, you want to try to leave your available mana with regards to coming into play tap mana. You want to play them when you need to, like as far as like right now we don't really need mana, so you know you play it tap. It's probably obvious to a lot of you out there, but a lot of times people play swamp and they bluff, and it's like, you know, you want it. You never know when, not in so much in this matchup, but when you really need to power out that pestilence, it can be pretty thwarting. So he's got the Ray of Revelation here, so I'll make a note of that, maybe to lose the journeys for game 3 if we go that far. But again, you know, outside of air attack here, I'm gonna probably just bounce the bog with the Skyfisher, probably eat a bolt with the Skyfisher, play the bog. I think realistically, if you're playing this, great card by the way. I used to play it in Hexproof actually. If you're running this, you probably only run 2, with the argument saying that it kind of feels like 4 when it's in your yard, so not too bad. So we'll know if he's got, let's see, lightning bolt and such in his hand. All right, so we'll go boom, boom, play this. This is another example of bog. It's like the aggro player in me is just like, I don't want to, you know, waste a land drop on this just to get rid of an enchantment. And it's like, oh boy, so needed, so needed. Drop this. Don't really worry about the inspector there. We've got life. We've got this. I'm gonna hold back. I could attack here for 2, but I'm feeling wimpy. SFDB, same family, different. Oh, jeez. Yes, I won't read that out loud, but let's keep it PG here. We might have some kids hanging out. Never know. Gotta invite everybody. So it ate the blast. We better get some life gain going online here. What is this? Some secret ninja tech. Ooh, look at this. Oh, he might have it here, right? 612. With the galvanic blast, just maybe. Yikes! Oh, I'm glad the blast was aimed at you know who there. Let's bring out. Hold on. Bring this out. Now, do I bring out another one? I think you do. I'm gonna bring this. And I think I'll bounce this. Go on up to 8. Hopefully we've got it covered. That was a nice little surprise attack. It's the name of the British hip-hop record label. Alright. Well, that's 3 off our face, but he might have a blast right for our face too here. Prove me wrong. Skyfisher. That's why I wanted to get extra investment with the Rift Watcher there. Although I think I might really gamble here. Might not be the best gamble because we're going to take 4. So, might lose this one. That'll be a first. It's a nice little sneak attack. Guess, you know, catch me sleeping. Come on, finish me off. Nope. All right. Maybe he's pausing for dramatic effect. I don't know. Here. All right. Here we are. That'll teach us the Knight's Whisper. Just really trying to save my life here. Let's see. You just drop a clue. There we go. Arch Naomi! Hey, sorry I'm late. We were just talking about you. Glad you're back. Hope everything's well. We were just like, where is she? Good to have you aboard. Hope everything's all right with you. I know it's been trying times with you, the job and all that stuff, but we're playing a fan submission here. You want the same guy that in episode, I think it was 1 or 2, wanted us to or asked us the question, Eli Grill, about the Simic Infect Binny. He sent me 2 lists and wanted me to kind of update them and old classics like this. And I was like, hey, check this out. All right, I ain't messing around now. I don't care what he's got. I'm dropping Pestilence Love coming up here. Because this guy's got my respect. So we've got the Guild Gate. We got 17 minutes. 1, 2. I think I should attack into this. Let's see, will I have enough to kill everything? No, I will not. Yes, I will. I play this. Let's double check. 2, 3, 4. 3 to wipe the board. Okay. Let's swing. And 3 will get us at 5. Even if he's got the Galvanic Blast, we'll be at 1. And then the even Rift Watchers will trip. Boom. 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 Hopefully this is good enough. 1, 2, 3. Gain some life. I lost my job, but I met a boy, so yeah, I've been a bit preoccupied. Good for him. What a find you must be, a chick that likes magic. Hopefully he does too. That'd be awesome. I always kind of laugh and roll my eyes secretly to myself the few times I do go to events that are, you know, in the real world or in paper, and you know, there'll be like one girl for 400 guys, and you know, it's just always like, oh man. It's like high school hangover all over again. Cracks me up. Good representation. All right. So looks like we're going to go 2-0 against Boros again here. But don't let this fool you guys. This is a horrible deck to be playing right now. And as my card shows, I just sometimes I like to fly in the face of evil. And you know what? Maybe this is Magic's little karmic way. Like, you know, you do all this research and you find out, oh, I should be playing this. And what happens when you do that? You, like I say every week, you bring paper and all you see is scissors all day long. And you're supposed to see rock. And it's like, darn it. But this time we were like, we got rock. Where's the paper? And then we just start smashing all these scissors, which are the Boros tokens. So that's how I like to think of it as happening anyway. Let's see. We're only at 7. We got to be a little careful here. Silica for the Barons. Let's see. We've got this going on here. You know what? Boy, I'm just going to do this. Bounce the Barons. And be done. I've got to get my life up. There's enough burn in this darn thing, and you know, molten rains and stuff like that. I wish I had some. Yeah, so this isn't over yet. Uh-oh, he's digging. I'm just a blast and a bolt away from Armageddon here. So let's hear about, does he play Magic? Uh-oh. Here's the first part of the puzzle. Oh, Boros takes it. Amazing. I'll let that be a lesson to me. So there's one loss. About time, really. Let's see, and we still have plenty of time. We already got the prismatic strands in. We've got the duress in for all this You know, there's so much burn. I think I'm going to bring this in. And maybe I should pitch a House Guard. No, it's got Fear. You know, that might become relevant. I'm going to lose a Night's Whisper. The burn scared me. Maybe you should have played that land, says Yggdrasil. Yes, maybe I shouldn't be streaming so I could focus, but that's not the point. That's actually a good point to point out. I've always been a fan of this Onslaught land. Got so many kinds of swamps and such, but that's a pretty neat one. Just like the life from death, the little flower coming, seen better, but I bet this one represents really well in life. Game 3 is always the exciting one. I hope not. I hope it's a blowout for our sake and can actually break even if we win this one. Little Spectre to block Hawk. Yeah, but against Control, I like the Spectre to block Mole Drifters and stuff because there's very few critters going on and we're not too concerned with Pestilence. But Pestilence has to stay in all its glory against this deck because, I should have probably taken out Journeys. Oh well. You know what? Maybe that'll help make him trip the Pestilence trigger there. So, Samugielby instead Whisper. Good to see you. Yeah, I should have probably taken out. That's one thing I don't like about it. In the old days, you used to make a mistake and you double click on it and I guess you still can. Let's see. Oh, it's probably too late now. Nope. Yeah, didn't think so. Yeah, we'd like to play first, and there's our good land again, but it's a little slow. We'll keep. We've got nice defensive, life-gaining stuff, and we know it's pretty slow on the uptake. So, and again, you know, they want to bolt the wall, then it's just kind of like a healing salve to the face. Who's ever said that before? All right. So, where's our crossroads when you need them? Jack 9002. Let's see what we got here. We'll drop our man, play our Basilica. Hopefully he doesn't have a Molten Rain heavy build like we saw last game, because in another turn, if I don't draw another land, we might be in trouble here, guys. Oh, we gain 3 life. But again, let's imagine that this Journey to Nowhere is a Grim Harvest. It's offline for a long time. I just want to see what I'm up against, just in case. Reason I'm going to do this now, I know I argued against this earlier, but I really want to see if I can grab a Molten Rain. So this isn't going to do jack. We don't have Pestilence, so I'm actually going to take the Screech. You have your little Journey there. And again, you know, remove from the game. You don't get to recast that stuff. This favors us nice slow. We didn't see any enchantment removal and stuff. Of course, you know, I just drew into it just then, but we'll see. This is good times. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go like this. We'll go boom, boom. Give him his choice. Which one you want to get rid of? 2 for 1. Yeah, if I had Pestilence in hand, that's typical hand where I would have probably taken the Prism there and just been like, go ahead. You know, but and this is fine with us. Let's slow play it. It's cool. Hopefully we get a little, what do you call? Skyfisher. Yeah. This is when about now is when you want those things to show up. But here, finally, we're not feeling clogged and stuff. So, but, you know, there's a nice little ray of hope for you that last game for the Boros players out there, or RBJ Jr. if you're watching this on YouTube later. That's see, it can win. I just don't think it normally will. You know what? I think we gotta go a little aggro here. We'll Night's Whisper next turn. Right now, let's start asserting our authority. Okay. Hey man, better him than us. Don't think we have to worry about Chainer's Edicts. I've seen some builds actually run them, or with the land that, you know, throws it back and stuff. So now we're going to want Night's Whisper. Go get some more land. Is it 3? We'll bring Night's Whisper up. Alright. I'm impatient. I'll see what's going on. What do you got? Another one of these, eh? Well, that doesn't really do us any good. Inspector Skyfisher. Alright. But we also know that we can attack for free. We're not seeing any celestial flares there. Yes, girls are mythic. Ah, well said. Arch Naomi says, yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about real-life magic events. It can be very intimidating to be the only girl. Well, about the only thing I could say I understand is my real name, which is Adrian, and I definitely run into a lot of androgynous comments with that thanks to all those Rocky movies, but what are you going to do? All right. You know what? Let's see where your enchantments are at, sucker. Whoop. Here we go. And there's another one for you next turn. Hiya! Let's see. And in Paper Pauper, more than other formats, is Samaug. I'm just going to call you that. I apologize if I'm butchering it. Uh-oh. Little worried here. Need our Pestilence. Need it now. Because if he's got the one great card in his hand, this could be over pretty fast. Skyfisher. I'll gain the life just in case out of sheer respect. Go like this. See what we got. Probably going to get it bolted, but we'll see. No, don't have it. Don't have it. The worst is, boy, when that thing flashes back. It's like every creature is a ball lightning that flies. Good times. It's a nice name, says Yggdrasil. Yeah, we made the mistake of when my wife and I met. Her name is Amy. And we were like, yeah, our first son, we'll call him Alex. That way we'll all have A names. Won't that be cute? Oh, my goodness. What a nightmare. I stumble over the words so hard sometimes. It's ridiculous. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, nothing. Furnace. Yikes. All right. I'll keep trudging along. Hopefully he doesn't... Boy, I was running scared there. So, yeah, and then our youngest, we call him Aaron. So, believe me, you get mad or you need... Something needs doing, you start stuttering. Everybody sounds like they have some speech impediment. It's terrible. Not just me. It's everybody. All right. So he's got... Did he play the furnace just then? Or is he still hoarding the two? Be careful here. I really hope a Molten Rain doesn't show up here. I'm going to wait on the Duress. So I'm pretty sure he's just landlocking us there. 2 to 3. I'm not liking this. Especially when he's got burn. This makes me feel... Okay, there's the other... Anybody paying more attention than me? Is that the... Did he drop both furnaces, or is that the only one? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. We're going to lose. Against the day. We've never lost against Boros. Oh, boy. Spoke too soon. Well, it was a nice little dramatic exit, right? So it can happen. Look at that. Good for him. Jack, 9002, congratulations. That's the first time this is lost to that. But now I'm sure we're going to run into Dimir Control. So we've won and lost against Boros, which is a real big surprise to me. And we beat Delver 2-0, and we lost real bad to Dimir Control. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go grab some water. I will be right back after these commercial messages.
Clogged pipes and plugged up toilets can bring a busy family to its knees. At Stinkweed, we know and understand you and your family just don't have time for that. Stinkweed, fast, professional plumbing you can count on. Call 2 in a Black, DREDGE5. That's 2 in a Black, DREDGE5.
I was brought to my knees when Stinkweed dredged my pipes.
Hello, Pauperganda. Don Wrinkle here, telling you about the very first show all about Pauper. It's called Pauperganda. I, Magic Great Don Winkle, fully endorse it. These guys are great. Check them out on YouTube.
Deluxecoff's Wild Mongrel Bubblegum. Blows colored bubbles. Changes colors while you chew. Discard your old brand for something new.
The Lexicos Wild Mongrel Bubblegum. It's yummy.
It were there that I lost me dear Silhana. She walked her last ledge, but folks, me loss is your gain. So it's in her memory Silhana's Window Walkers was created, the finest window scrubbing in all of Ravnica. cleaning where only flyers dare to soar.
Be reminding them they won't be getting blocked by new high prices with us, John.
Don't be getting blocked by high prices. Silhana's Window Walkers.
Guild Pack member since 1906. And we're back. So nobody here yet. Hopefully things went well there. Let me see here. We've got, there we are. So, as you can see, we have all 4 Pestilence, and it wasn't enough. And that's why I run all 4 plus the Guild Guard. So, as you can see there, sometimes it's not enough. But if this one actually goes fast, if it's Dimir, we'll probably get run over really fast. I'll be able to have time to talk about the other deck. So again, really good mana. Keep, unless he's on land destruction. We're feeling good. Good stuff. And Mike Mann, definitely our biggest fan out there, requested his love of what do you call Silhana, the Window Walkers commercial. So that one's for you, buddy. Taking requests, show up early and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'll drop the lifer. We'll see. And what this is, I hope it's not White Infect. If it's an old school White Weenie build, that's good news for us. I wish that Wizard would give Zealous Persecution wannabe or Orzhov players. Me main decks is WB, says Smog. Yeah, it's a very cool symbol too. Fun to design around. What is this? White Life or something like that? Some little something rather. Let's see. We got this. Yeah. I know all about that card. I've even interviewed that card, right, guys? All right, let's see. We'll bring this up, this down. Yeah, like this way. You know, Hellbent's when you're at 0 cards. There should be a word for it when you're at 7 cards. Is there a word? I don't know if there is one. Never heard of one. Tireless Tribe combo, Shiraz suggests. Maybe. Gosh, I hope not. It'd be hard to stop. But double bodyguards suggest otherwise. We will see. I will never. Every time I look at the Suture Priest, my throat hurts a little bit. I did so many damn takes with that, and it just, oh gosh, that was just murder on my throat. Let's see. Well, like this. We'll drop this. More Screech. Something library, says Tedly Ted. Yeah, probably just a white tokens brew. I hope so. Be nice to get out of this unscathed, or at least break even. I thought we were going to go 4-1, darn it. Oh well. Just thinking. Oh, yeah, this is looks like some variation of what I've got. And you know, that's a good call. Bodyguard's a great card. It's just a counter spell that hits for 1. I remember telling Little Fight that the first time, and he was like, "You see cards so weird." It's like, yep, that's how they are, baby. Oh boy, let's see. Well, we know what we're running into here. He's got the Anthem, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Kind of have to block it. Yeah, I'm gonna block them both. I'd rather gain all that life than lose it, but this is when the Wall of Hope's really cool, because it's like it's normally like a ouch, but we gain 6 life here. We only are gonna take 3 damage. We should be at 18 if my math is right. Not bad for an Alpha Strike. I mean, what we take 3 damage, and he's tapped out and kind of out of a card. Of course, that doesn't mean nothing if we don't start pumping out some good stuff here. Let's see. Well, I'll go transmute. I had to play the swamp there just for the transmute. It would have been nice to pump out the good stuff, but we'll see. And it's not over yet. We're gonna, with the bodyguard there, this could be close if he's got another Anthem there. Addo Frog says, "Hey, sir. What's up? Good to see you. Thanks for chiming in." I mean, for a full hand, says Tiddly Ted. Again, guys, sorry about the delay. Sometimes it can make me sound a little mentally slow because I'm about a minute behind the conversation. Let's see. Do we got multiple activations? And we got the one swamp. This might be close. Green. Uh-oh. Play slow, play slow. You know what? I think we should do it here. Here's the logic. If I wait till his turn and he's got another one of these, it's no big deal and we're dead. So I'm going to pop it now. He keeps stuff alive. He keeps Pestilence alive. It's kind of a strange conundrum. You let them all go and leave Pestilence on the board. Hit me for maybe 2 or 3 or 6. Who knows? It is my pleasure. I've never been called sir in my life. I'm fond of the word jackass, but we'll see. All right, cool. Pestilence will live. Look at this. A lot of things will live. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe if you're a newer player out there and you wonder, like, why do you do that then? But given what we know about the Guardian's Pledge, it would not only negate our entire thing, we'd take 1 and pump them up. Now it's like the worst thing we're looking at is maybe 6 if he's got it. Blossoming Sands. I'm wondering if this is some sort of a version. Hold on a minute here. Let me think hard here. I'm wondering if this is some sort of Gone variant where he has like the eternal tokens. What's that one? What am I talking about? See, there's a misplay. I'm full of them. Trying to save life, and I walk right into a Suture Priest when I should have blasted the darn thing. Doink. What's neat is playing against Fae when you can drop all the fairies or Delver, and then you play your 1-drop, and then, out comes this Spellstutter Sprite. You're like, really? I'll just tap a land and pop, knock it out of the sky. Good stuff. 2 there. He might have a little bit of a tokens thing, but we're going to refill our hand here. Go down to 8. Shirazamon says, could have done it on end step 2. That way, Pestilence sticks around either way. Yeah. We're feeling good now. We've got air power superiority. We've got our creature out. He might be able to wipe it away, but I'll still be able to reset with the Rift Watcher and such. So every once in a while, that Dimir House Guard shows up, and you're like, good times. Still not out of the woods. Explains the bodyguard, says Tedly Ted. Yes, indeed. All right. There's a win. I don't know. And I like this play. This guy shows Blossoming Sands, and then a lot of times people, when they lose, they'll be like, oh, look at how great my hand was. And it's the dumbest thing to do. It's like, keep me guessing. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Crazy. He's got the Alpha Strike, so Prismatic Strand's always our friend there. I like the rest of our package here. Pretty sure we're going to lose the Edicts with all the stuff we've seen here. There's just not much to do there. I'm going to bring in the Rift Watcher, eat some life. Anybody? Yeah, I've got 2 minutes here. Anybody got an issue with this board here? I mean, we've got to hold the Pestilence down. We want to pull the Anthems out. We've got the extra life gain in the Rift Watcher. And we're keeping in the Journeys. I don't even know if... Maybe we don't even do that. Maybe we just completely rely on... Play some Fairy Macabras. Sends Enlistment. More Duresses. Yeah, I'll bring in the full swath of Duresses here. Just get rid of the Anthem effects, and there's not much else. What do you say, guys? Yeah, Lacquer Ding, I was thinking the same thing. Duress at full count. Castigate at full count. We're just kind of like the Uber control deck here. And walk over with our Guardian at the end of the game. Everybody all good? I keep waiting to hear something. How dumb am I? All right. So, the rest. Yes, they're all in. Unless you guys think I should lose them. And also, just a peeve of mine. If you guys ever misspell something or do something, don't even worry about correcting it. I just think it wastes time. I think anybody that plays Magic is a little above average intelligence. We get it. So, not to bite at anybody that's doing that. It just drives me crazy. Oh, finally, we get a bad land draw. Look at this. It happens. Little Fight sometimes drives me crazy with that. We'll be chatting and he'll misspell like the, and it's so obvious that's what he meant, and then he'll rewrite it, and I'm just like, I know that. It's like, I get it. The beginning signs of madness right here on Twitch. Alrighty, let's put this. We got plenty of land. Bottom. Boom. He hasn't seen any discard spells yet. No. Let's see. Well, I'll start with the life package, because if we're going to get hurt, it's going to be fast and early, so that's the logic being there. Above intelligence! I hope so. Terry Pratchett was fond of saying, I'd rather be a rising ape than a fallen angel. I like that one. Very cool. Alright. Well, we've got so much land. I'm just going to go for it here. Go dig, see what we can get. And if we have to... Oh, we don't even have to ditch anything. Sometimes it's cool when you have prismatic strand builds and you have the draw element. It's cool because you just stock up. Oh, I got to discard something? Splat. Let's throw it over there and watching a Tog walk into something. So we got the Sanctuary now online. So this is something. I just don't know what yet. It probably is Gond. It's just a variant of it, you know. Bodyguard fit right in that deck. Alrighty, Soul Sister. Surprises, says Lackerding. I wish you interesting times. Oh boy, we got another Pratchett fan. Nobody says that without it, right, Shiraz? Boy, I'm starting to think that's a prerequisite for playing Magic. Alright, now we're feeling nice and safe. The world is just cozy and full of good things. That's what we say when we see our friend Pestilence show up. I'm still going to slow roll this. I could have probably snagged a something. It would have been a lot better, you jackass. I'm talking to myself now, than letting that just go like that. We'll drop the prismatic strands in the yard. Could have at least dropped Journey to Nowhere and still had that full set of 7 in my hand. But no! One older brother had to go and screw it up. Whew. Anybody name that movie? You better be able to. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Pilgrim in the house. Pilgrim in the house. What the heck? Oh, this is where he goes and gets the Gond. Bong. Reading Terry Pratchett should be mandatory, says Shirazman. That is right. Yeah, I know, yeah. I could see it coming up in a few years. Face feathers? What's he worried about gaining life for? Maybe we should teach him the error of his ways. Go and get you some. Castigate. Sounds like a magical castration. Ray of Revelation. Lumithrid Field. Alright, guys. What gets the vote? I'll let you chime in. Any thoughts on how to improve the control match with this deck? Ken Waku asks. Well, that's what I thought I was doing when I put 2 Duresses in, a full set of Castigates, and then the sideboard, but it hasn't proven enough. So that's a great thing about a community here. But hey, guys, don't let me hang and chime in. Don't be quiet. I'm leaning towards Presence of Gond. You know what? If we got rid of Ray of Revelation, no. Remember, this is Castigate, so it's gone for good. Dun, 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 dun. Don't worry. Thanks for chiming in regardless. I think I'm going to take Ray. Yeah, Ken Waku says. And you know, that's a neat thing. I would have made a mistake here probably. Usually I play a lot better when I'm solo and not the community angle. But right now, my first thing is just like, oh, get rid of this scary combo. But you look at the math. He doesn't, want to turn whatever. And you think of this as discard. This gets rid of it completely. So Lumithrid Field's not too bad. Arch Naomi, we'll just power up twice as hard with the swamp and be good to go. So we'll take Ray of Revelation. There's nothing in the yard. And we've got that math next turn, but we've also got a floating swamp. So I just want to gain the life here. I think that's the right play. Yeah. And here we go. More so than ever lately, too. There's just so much variety in Pauper, and it gets me so upset when people are just, oh, format's dumb. And it's just, I mean, like we were just saying earlier, just 2 weeks ago, Dimir was nowhere to be seen. Tron was nowhere to be seen. Now it's just this wild fluctuations. I mean, like this deck, no offense to this guy. I mean, it's probably awesome in certain metagames. It's just scenario, like if we run in a Demir control, it's not that bad of a matchup. I'll go over the stat sheet, or maybe I won't. I've got that hidden on my desktop. I thought I had that all prepped and ready, but it's you know, it just happens. There's control decks. You know, they run into goblins real fast, and it's like, oh, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Stuff goes down, man. All right, 1, 2, 3. Well, we got to kind of. I'd rather almost surprise him than pull this here. Let's see. He's got that. He's got the Sprout Swarm. Do we just play this? Yeah, I think we do. Let's just play this. And next turn we'll double Pestilence. We'll cast this. We'll drop a Barons, gain a life, maybe hold off the fort here. Eat something. Ray of Revelation. Thank you, Shiraz. Johnny on the spot. Gond is great. You know what? One of Budakov, one of my buddies on the tournament scene here, when he plays Pauper, and he's, you know, pro player, he was fond of Gond. So if you guys ever, if this interests you, I've been so tempted to play Gond, but my goodness, you talk about a deck that's going to maybe make a 4-hour broadcast. So maybe when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll have a Gond thing, because it'll be like like I was joking around on Facebook, maybe at 1,000 subs we do some like slumber party with milk and cookies in the middle of the night, and who knows, it'll be convenient for somebody somewhere, but we shall see. Does Feathers oppose Pestilence? I believe it does. Yeah, we gotta be careful of that. That's why, all the more reason I want to be able to really power it up. I play you the other day, 4cc Trons. Good games. Yeah, if you were playing Tron, you probably won, Wobbles 808. But thanks for chiming in. Good to see you. Okay, we got some cute little tricks here. Now, if I drop Pestilence, it's 1, 2, 3. We got to be careful here. I think that was the right play, dropping the House Guard. Well, this makes for... Now, hold on a minute. We've got Faith Feathers in hand, so I really want to... I just want to make this count when it goes down. So we'll drop the Pilgrim here. Slow roll it. Say permanent. Let that fall off. In case he's got a Oromancer. We'll drop our little... Oh, there we go. Never mind that. But at least it's not on the you-know-who. But if we get a Skyfisher, that might be kind of cool. Speaking of Skyfisher, let's go see if we can find one. Actually, let's not pay that mana. Let's pay this mana. Boink. Just in case. All right. Hey, Wall, what's up? Good to see you. You gain all the life you want. My wall of hope got me awfully hopeful. Yeah, I did. Game 2, you beat me, though. Games were close. Yeah, boy, you might have been one of the people I was just pulling what little hair out I have left. I was that and Fling, I think, all day long. You probably beat me with a red X spell, and so much so that I modified my sideboard with 2 hollows, just because I was just getting so... Prismatic Strands wasn't online enough, or it's too obvious when you've got 3 up, but having 1 up and being able to completely swing it back. But of course, now that I'm prepared, what don't I see? Any Tron, any Affinity, any stuff. So just how the cookie crumbles, as they say. Bit much land. Yeah, but we kind of like it. We're into the land thing. By the time he's able to power out the Face Feathers, we'll probably be able to... You know, it might be worthy too if either I grab another one, or I can castigate him and hold him at bay here. I gotta pay attention to time here a little bit. You know what? We're not hurting too bad. He does have Anthem effects. You guys think I should Knight's Whisper, look for the lock, or should I wipe the board and walk into a Feathers? I can't really wipe the board because I'll be killing my stuff, and that'll go away anyway. So I'm gonna face Feathers right now. I mean, Knight's Whisper right now. There we go. Hey, speak of the devil. Better lucky than good, they say. Dun dun dun. Take your feathers. And what? Let's see. What is this? Oh, Sprout Swarm. That's right. Castigating it. Now, it's going to be tough if we see an anthem effect here. We're going to probably have to take that just to survive, but... Oh no, we've got prismatic strands in our yard. Never mind. Maybe he's forgot about that. Raise the alarm. Face feathers. Gone, gone, swarm. Alright, that's pretty easy here. Boink. I see top decks. Even if he does. We've got this one set up. Good times. Remember our prismatic strands hiding. I love how sneaky this card is. Just wish it had better artwork. Castigate so good, Seshraz. It is when it works, that's for sure. When your mana supports it, that's for sure. Good grief. My phone is just like just scrolling for days. It's just like Magic metagames. When you're ready for them, nobody shows up. When you expect X, A, B, and C show up, right? Alright, here we are, folks. Well, this is going to be fun. I'll cast another wall here. Actually, I've got to 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, I could play it a little safer. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go like this. I don't know what that's gonna do. It's gaining life. Maybe he's trying to time me out. Maybe I should be quiet and focus on the darn game here. Pretty heavily favored here, though. I'll tell you what else is so good with as many creatures out on board. If he's got an anthem effect right now, this might not be enough. I don't know why he's doing this. Maybe just to gain the life? If he realizes that the Wall of Hope trick there, maybe once he sees it work, it'll trigger a little bit of a memory. Who knows? Gonna tie him up on time here. I'm glad for the sake of the broadcast that this is actually going pretty fast. I warned my wife and kids. I was like, this day might go pretty long, so don't expect much. And on a selfish front, my oldest son, he's the basketball prodigy. He's a sophomore, and he got invited to the varsity team, so that's pretty hardcore. He plays their first game of the season tonight, so pretty cool. Swelling with pride, dad here. Believe me, I have no basketball skills. I'm as dumb as a bag of hammers with the rules, too. We play at the park, and he's like, Dad, you can't do that. I'm like, do what? Drop this. Bring this up. Come on, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we'll attack. That's a good idea. Start pinging this 41 here. Gaining us some life. Now, if we can just get our... whatchamacallit, Guardian of the Guild pack going on here. That'd be nice. And we'll gain the life again. Good times. And he can't even block it if he wanted to. Fear! What an old school ability. Take that. Where's the shrivel now? Play to land. Yes. I don't have much on the oops. You know what I need to do? Every turn I need to do this if I'm going to stay ahead in this life race here. 2 on every turn. Can't wait till the end of the turn. Got to do it at the end of every turn. Unless, of course, you're facing Lava Darts, which is a very forgotten card. People just forgot all about it. I love Lava Dart. Especially when you have a bunch of tokens. Your tokens are all going crazy. And Alright. Let's see here. So they sit there and they try to echoing decay or truth one of your many goblin tokens, and you just sack a mountain from your graveyard, just like this prismatic strands hiding out over here, which never happens against Affinity and Tron. They see it a mile away. It drives me nuts. Boom, boom. This is feeling very sickly indeed. So that was another reason I wanted to play this today, because it's Friday the 13th, and I wasn't about to bring zombies, but who knows, maybe I should have. Some sort of strange metagame, right? So we've got another one here. Lava Dart! There it is. Thank you, sir. Boom. this. Well, actually, in case he has a sandstorm, I probably shouldn't do that while attacking, but what are the odds? Let's see. Creates a warrior. Speaking of bad matchups, which deck would you say is the safest in Pauper? Has the smallest amount of a bad matchup? That's, I think a lot of people assume I know that stuff. I'm very hunchy. It's a really good question for Alex Oldman. We were talking earlier. It would be a really cool idea for him. And maybe somebody wants to point him to this broadcast. I don't know. Sometimes he's in here and he doesn't chime in until we mention it. But I thought it would be a really cool thing to have almost a pie chart of win this, then play this, and this means this is coming next, and this is going to beat this. The whole Rochambeau, rock paper scissors sort of vibe to it. So I'm not all that strong on it. So, but the safest, Gaun's a pretty safe choice. That's probably why I went with it. Got mass removal, ways of gaining life, or just brew something up yourself. It's that whatever it was, that deck list checklist. That's what it's there for. I mean, if we look at this, I've got evasion, I've got life gain, I can deal with the graveyard. There's a reason this deck, is going to place even money. Hopefully, I mean, unless he's got some crazy secret tech I don't know about. This is almost wish he could block here, but sorry for the kind of boring ending here, guys. Maybe he has some really cool last minute thing, but we're just kind of draining life slowly here. And that's another reason, if he's got face feathers or whatever, and he's able to come at us, it's like, well, we got another one here. So he might, be holding out for that one ray of hope, and it's like, nope. After you wait all that time, we still got another one right here. Dun, 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 dun. Here we are. All right, time to start flying over. Turning up the clock a little bit here. A few ways. Let me attack first. The new Gorilla Shaman art will be in chess starting the 25th. I did not know that. Do you have a link? Maybe you can share with Shiraz there, and we'll see. That's news to me. That's awesome. Very cool to know. So now we're getting into respectable life distances here. Surprises me how often I'm able to kill people with this Dimir Infiltrator. You forget it has fear. It feels like a limited card when you have to play it, but this stage, why not? It feels so nice having Prismatic Strands in the yard. You guys feeling it? I am. He tries to win on time too. Yes, one of the best ways to win. I love winning on time. One of these days I'm going to make a deck that's the entire point of it all. Everything's got a big old 3-size butt. Dun, dun, dun. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to roll a commercial, guys. I'll be right back in just a few. Got to go open the door for somebody. Be right there.
Security measures are now in place. Inventors' permits are suspended. And ether access is restricted.
People of Kaladesh, my name is Chandra Nalar.
These measures are...
And I am one of you. We trusted the consulate once, but they betrayed us. Don't be blinded by Tezzeret's lies. The consulate sends peacemakers to arrest you and calls that safety? They steal your inventions and deny you ether access and call that freedom?
Ignore this agitator!
Do you feel safe?
People, return!
Do you feel free?
Enough! Initiate crowd control.
Don't you dare touch them!
Disperse this rabble.
If you're looking for a fight, I'll give you one! It's time to take back the power! Are you with me?
Every day at Magic's game testing facility, crack geneticists are hard at work engineering new creatures to help you annihilate your opponent. Of course, mistakes do happen. Magic the Gathering. Beat your friends.
Hey everybody, we're back. Little delay there. So we broke even is the norm here. If you're new to Pauperganda, a lot of times I'll play something that's, tier 1, tier 2, right around in there. So happy to play even with this, especially considering my previous outings, no lie. I mean, as I'm not up on the names here, one of you, whoever was playing Tron with me the other day, I mean, that's a tough matchup. Affinity's a tough matchup, but we ended up going win-win against Delver, and I'm gonna replay those. But I think I've been over the deck enough here. The main thing is, against Dimir Control, our main package and things that make it different. We take out the Pestilence. We bring in Discard. We bring in Sen's Enlistment, which I actually might add another one because I was in a game. Well, you'll see it. It was the second round. I lost in this one. And if I had another Sen's Enlistment or some sort of retraced constant token generator sort of thing to eat edicts, it might have meant the difference. But between that and our Fairy Macabre there, maybe going into a relic scenario, I might lose a Spectre and both Spectres for maybe one more Enlistment and a Relic of Progentius. But as you saw, this deck it feels really good. This land count feels really strong. Just for the record, we got 2 Bogs, 2 Crossroads, all 4 of the Karoo lands because we have so many plays on turn 2 and 3. As you can see, it didn't really feel too thwarted there. Scored Barons, gains you the life. We only played 2 of the Guild Gates. I've said this from day one that we've been on Twitch. There's and mana and there's or mana, and these kind of decks, when you look at how colorful it is, you have to go with and mana. And what I mean by that, this makes white and black, even though it says or there. You don't have to choose. It's up to you. Whereas a lot of times if you played like a Evolving Wild, you have to go choose. Oh, you get a white. Oh crap! I drew Pestilence. I wish I had one more black. So we slow the thing down a little bit in the beginning, which is Crossroads, Wall of Hope, even Rift Watcher. These things are, and we're playing kind of defensively. The Prismatic Strands to set the board, control players sort of style. So it's probably might be another reason why. Maybe this is the best deck out there, and I'm just a bad player of it. Who knows? But we did go 3-2. So I'm going to run over real quick, and we'll play some of the replays. We only got 2 this time because I did all 3 rounds here. So we'll just play the first one here. This was the very first round in this matchup here. I'm going to kill this just in case there's any rage speech. And I'll have my finger on the pause button. So again, this is one of the few hands. Even here, we don't have white, but what do we got? We got double play and a Night's Whisper. If they come out fast, we've got this. So we go up against Delver here. Drop our Swamp, represent Disfigure, see what's up. He doesn't flip it. He's digging. So at this point, I'm like, I don't know what he's on, because a lot of lists. Well, I said that I got in trouble last time I said that. Usually preordained signals Delver, but you can never tell at this stage. It's like, what are you playing against? This might be Delver Angler, who knows? But so we were able to eat that. And this is one of the clunkier starts the man has ever had here. But Night's Whisper, we're in trouble now. Down goes the Fairy, and I pitched the Dimir House Guard to the yard here. Now this, if you're new to Pauperganda, the tempo of the turn I'm always talking about, Delver players, they just got to get that ninja out, and I really do think it costs them. I mean, yeah, they get the card, but in light of just so much obvious removal, I think the patient play would have been a little bit better here, but I might be wrong. I'll have to look at that art. I can't wait to see the new Gorilla Shaman. Shiraz, we're so much alike. Do you like the way it looked? Or I think I had a little digital hiccup when I tried to click on it because it's in this screen, so I'll have to look at it afterwards. Or somebody send it to me on Gmail. I'd really appreciate that, so I don't have to go find it. I guess I could just Google it myself. But so we're eating up some golems here, and we still haven't hit white. So this is a good example of when this doesn't go good. But we got Night's Whisper. We've got, and this is just when it's over right now. This is fun times. I mean, who doesn't like doing this to Delver, right? It's like, look at this board. Good times. Yeah, the new art is pretty sweet. Oh, I can't wait. Maybe I had to sell mine and get the new one. can't believe there's so much. I think I bought Gorilla Shaman for like 40 cents or something each, and at the time that was pretty pricey. No, a good card when you see it though, that's for sure. This is when you like to play. See, I was hoping I could get a spell stutter there, but I think he falls for it a little bit later when there's 2 out. But we're a little bit worried about the whole life gain here. But we know he's not going to commit. There's not really much direct damage outside of maybe a Piracy Charm surprise. We're in pretty good hands here. Yeah, and this kind of play here. So here it comes. He casts the Sprite. In response, we trip it for 1. Which kills it. If anybody's new to this, you can do that with lava darts, you can do it with lightning bolts, you can do it with a lot of stuff. Magi Witches. Out comes the goods. We're going to gain some life. Maybe not. Okay. But what we will do, now I make a mistake here if I'm not mistaken. See right here, I should, for all you people, if you're going to play this deck, you need to know not to do that. He was attacking, which would leave us at 1. I should have pumped this because we'd be at 2 right now. Right now, I can't pump it. I have to go, Skyfisher out the Barons, gain a life, then I can pump it because this happens first and we'd be dead. So I dropped this and I think he sees the play, but that technically that could have become an issue. So learn from my mistakes. Anyway, let's see. We've got to go. Gosh, I really hope one of these days they fix this. Got to go navigate all the way back. It's never open in the same screen. Now here's the one we lost real bad, and I'm going to play. I think I'll play the second game because that's when you can see the tech and see that it's not enough with regards to going against Dimir control. So we should have really gone 4-1 with this beast. Darn it. This was, I can't believe we lost to Boros. I apologize, guys. But sometimes they got it. Oops, there I go again. I'm always saying yes like it's a real game. It's like, no, you jackass. Okay, so immediately we got a little bit of a slow opener, but we do have Castigate and stop any graveyard shenanigans, or we just go aggro in the air. And in the first game he had Angler and he had Muldrifter, so it's kind of like a Caligula style mixed, and then it baits you into thinking keep your removal, and then he didn't have any creatures in the second game, which is a really cool strategy. Nothing new, but I didn't see it coming, and so I'm sitting here looking at Journey to Nowhere the whole game. Let's see. Lackerding says, any preventing the counterspell? I'm not quite sure. Fairy dies because of pestilence, so the fairy fizzles. Yes. Sorry about that. Little slow on the uptake here, guys. Just that darn delay. Maybe one of these years, Twitch it'll be all real time, and our kids will be watching this stuff, going like, "What are those old timers talking about? Delays and stuff." Be like, when I was a kid, the internet used to be real time. All right, here we are. I'm hard casting the Macabre here. Sorry I didn't slow down the draw there, guys, when I ripped his hand apart. But a lot of counter magic. Just kind of want to get these things through and get something out there that will eat edicts. So again, I'm going to just go for this. Going to go find our silver bullet. The logic being there, I wanted to show him, hey, I got this card in my hand so that when I play it, maybe he uses his one counter spell. Nice theory, right? Then the next turn I'm able to stick it. But we'll see, that doesn't really go. If, however, against this matchup, if I didn't already have Sen's Enlistment in my hand, that's damn sure that's what I'm going to go grab. It's one of the neat things about Transmute. If you're going to fill a spot and you want them to be silver bullets, Transmute for 4, Sen's Enlistment for 4. Good times. I mean the fairy deck, not Pauper says Lacquer King. Sorry, guys, out of the convo at that one. Let's see. So these darn Radiant Fountains might actually have a chance if every single color didn't have access to life gain, but as some weird bald guy that likes Don Winkle likes to say, there's no counter for it in Pauper, as we're seeing here. It's like I've hit him like 3 or 4 times. It's like, come on already. And I kind of like when Sen's Enlistments get countered. I just feel like you're just trading land for good spells. We just want to get out of this Edict bait here and go sack the Bog. So I mean, at this stage, it's like I'm going to pause it. Got Bog on the stack. We're going to eat his Edict. He's only got 4 cards in hand. I know 1 or 2 of them is an island. We've got a full hand of good stuff. If he drops anything, so it's feeling good. But as you can see, we just don't apply enough pressure for this to really be the threat. And they're always able to. What was the? I think Mongonye, the online player who's I forget his name in real life, but he was always saying, if you want to beat a slow deck, be slower. That I forget the strategy. There's been a lot of articles written about that too, where just be that little half turn slower. And that's a really good example of what's happening here. Just going crazy. And he gets capsize online, which we're really afraid of. But, of course, as luck would have it, all we're looking at is removal and none of our, 8. Oh, here we go. Let me pause it here. So we did duress, and he negates it. Probably because, looking back at this now in hindsight, I know he has capsize. He's only got 3 cards in his hand. We've got Edict Bait here. We're pulling out the counters. Let's see if this sticks. No, maybe. No, this is where, Mystic Teachings gets Remove Soul, zaps it, and I'm just keep throwing wood in the fire, hoping it's not going to get too stormy out. And out comes Curse, and this is when I knew I'd had one pulled over on me. I'm sitting here looking at Journey to Nowhere and Edict, and he smartly just sided out his aggro. So I believe. I mean, I never saw any of it, and I definitely got to look at his hand plenty. So, and the bog comes down, eats my chances. It sends Enlistment coming back. So that's where I was talking about, where it goes south. So I'm just going to let this go full speed here because, this can be a really boring matchup. You guys can see what's going down. And, it's, if you look at the board state right now, it's like, what could help? Even land destruction. They've got Flicker. Sometimes they splash green and Darren Pulsa Marasa. I was raving about that card. Now, that's the reason Tron's beating a lot of my builds now. It's like you just have to stretch too thin. It used to be you just blow up their lands, and anybody that relies on that stuff is just screwed. But not anymore. They just go fetch it again, bring it back, boom, boom, boom. So I'm almost leaning towards making like a mixture. A while back I placed with a Golgari Infect, which had all the explosiveness of Green Infect, but then it had Unearth and like Font of Return and Duress. It played almost like Modern Infect. So I'm thinking that might be the way. It's a nice mixture of speed and power and resilience, and it might be enough to power through this metagame right now. I'm not saying it is, but might be. So, there's our great tech. Liliana Spectre gets countered. I bring out some Edict Bait, and we're just, getting milled to death here. We eat this. You guys know how this goes, right? We got a Journey to Nowhere. We're sitting here. Now we're hard casting our fairies because we need to represent some offense. And the good news is he's at 10. We're feeling all right. We're at 44, but he doesn't really care about our life game because he's milling us out. We are slowly bleeding to death. Yes, capsize is the bane of a lot of mid-range decks, even against the other decks. It's like kind of a capsize war. Who gets it off first and who's able to kind of thwart the other person's acceleration. So this is, you guys see where this is going. I'm not going to bore you anymore with this one. He gets me, mills me out. There's only 7 left here. I guess we'll finish it up here. We've got answers. We cast anything, we'd be in a good state, but you can see it got ugly pretty quick. Life's not the issue here. It's the cards. So among these replays and stuff, maybe I'll come up with some sort of, oops, sorry about the infinity screen there, guys. Some sort of scenario. But before we head out here and call it a day, I wanted to show you guys, I got it written down here, Berserker Kill. I ran into him the other day. I was playing Pestilence, and I won, but the first game I didn't, and it was brutal. This guy came at me, and he had a Goblin Storm deck. If you're new to Goblin Storm, it kind of feels like a Storm deck. Let's see if I can find the darn thing here. Where did it go? But it beat me so badly the first game. I'm like, there is something there. There is something there. So nicely he sent it my way, and I started tweaking. And I've been playing it quite a bit. And this is what I'm at so far. I've got it at 59 because I'm making tweaks. Let me bring up the card size here. So the main thing about this deck is we're looking at Kuldotha Rebirth. We've got Sprigleaf Drums, Chromatic Stars, Goblin War Strikes like our kill card. You play Brightstone Ritual, Shared Discovery, which tap 4 and tap creatures to draw 3 cards. And with all these tokens that come out with this thing, with the optimal draw, you can draw cards and be, casting this on turn 2 or 3 into like Distant Melodies, and then before you know it, you're either attacking with the Bushwhacker, or you're smashing in the face with a Goblin War Strike, or you're resetting, doing this, and then just doing a bunch more stuff. It was working really, really well, and then or really bad. There was like no mid games with it. The sideboard pretty obvious. We've got against Hexproof we have like Curfew and Clark Kent Shaman, which seems a little counterproductive, but when you know what you're going against, you just hold off till you can go all out. It's not like they're playing counter spells. So this is a nice way to kind of have an electricity side of your board effect, and you can drop stars and stuff like that. I used to run stars over drums. I'm really liking drums though, so much so that I remembered this old gem, Holdout Settlement. This card is very hard to play in other decks, but in this one it really, really sings. This one, you drop it, usually between that, Lotus Petal, and the other stuff, you're able to, you have so many critters out there, and a lot of times you don't want to attack because they've got a big fatty, and you're waiting for that Alpha Strike. You're waiting for the Bushwhacker, or the War Strike, or, to just fill up your hand and stuff. Holdout Settlement turns every one of your creatures into like a turn 1 Birchlore Ranger, or I should say Bird of Paradise, because you can only do it once per turn. And between that and the drums, I've been having a lot of good mana here. I'm really tempted to cut one more land, maybe bring up a petal. That's why I've got it at the little flare here. But if you see me in the next few days, I might be playing this in the chat rooms and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, so that's it for this week. We went even money with Orzhov, even though we were supposed to lose horribly. So we got a little bit lucky there. Did see the Nemesis deck, did see what we're supposed to beat, which is Boros, but we didn't do it twice, unfortunately. So as always, if you have any cool ideas for commercials, we're always accepting those. We got about 6 last week. It was awesome. Thank you very much. Maybe use them all, maybe not. We'll see. Next week we will have a brand new commercial. It's going to be, maybe it'll beat Multani Spaghetti. We'll see. And I don't know what I'm going to be playing then. We'll see. Maybe the metagame will be totally different, and we'll look back at this and wish Dimir Control was everywhere. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. Hope to see you, and we'll see you next time on Pauperganda. Please spread the word as much as you can, and here comes some more good stuff. Thanks, guys.
Security measures are now in place. Inventors' permits are suspended, and ether access is restricted.
People of Kaladesh, my name is Chandra Nalar.
These measures are
and I am one of you. We trusted the consulate once, but they betrayed us. Don't be blinded by Tezzeret's lies. The consulate sends peacemakers to arrest you and calls that safety? They steal your inventions and deny you ether access and call that freedom?
Ignore this agitator!
Do you feel safe?
People, return!
Do you feel free?
Enough! Initiate crowd control.
Don't you dare touch them!
Disperse this rabble.
If you're looking for a fight, I'll give you one! It's time to take back the power!